Hi, Pastor Tom Carter with Word Without Walls Ministry, with another guerrilla gospel message for you tonight. The title of the message is Maximum Effort, and I really grabbed that phrase from one of my favorite movies, where the lead character talks about doing things the old-fashioned way, with two swords and maximum effort. And of course, obviously, I'm not going to talk about swords or anything of that nature, but I do want to talk about maximum effort, which is my memory verse for today. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 15 out of the New Living Translation, which is also my personal definition of the word love. And it reads like this: I will gladly spend myself and all I have for you, even though it seems that the more I love you, the less you love me. So basically, for me, love is giving everything you have and everything you are gladly, no matter what the consequences are, no matter what the results are, no matter how it turns out. Because if you're loving someone in order to get something from them, you're not really loving them at all. Love is never about getting, because love is giving. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. But when we're talking about this idea of maximum effort, which again, is love, uh, what I'm not saying is you have to use maximum effort in order to love. What I'm trying to say is love is the maximum effort that you can give. And listen, when you love somebody, you are giving it everything you have. Because again, that's what I just read. That's, to me, that's what love is. It's giving everything you have and everything you are. But I think the most important effort that we can give when it comes to love, when it comes to this idea of giving to someone else, the best, most important effort that we can give is kind of getting to know that person. Because not everybody loves in the same way, and not everybody receives love in the same way, right? There's that book about the love languages, and I think one of the most important things that we can do when we're loving somebody is to find out what they need and then give that to them. Because and I've been ranting about this the last couple of days on JesusRant.com, but like for me, sometimes what I need is some soda pop and some chocolate. So if you know me like that, then you can love me like that. If you know I'm having a rough day, you can hook me up with what I need. But if I don't know you and I think to myself, well, I like soda and chocolate, so I'm going to give that to you. But if you don't like soda and chocolate, or even worse yet, if you're allergic to it, or even if you don't want anything to do with that, then while I'm trying to love you, I'm not really connecting with you on the level that I'd like to connect with you on. So again, when we're talking about giving everything we've got, I think one of the most important things we can give is our time, is our attention. Excuse me. And I read a long time ago a quote that said, children spell love Time. The more time you spend with somebody, the more it shows that you love them, because time is one thing that we never get back. We can't get it back. So if we take the time and put in the effort to get to know somebody, then we can find that way to connect with them. Then when we give everything we have and everything we are, then when we, as Jesus said, when we lay our lives down for our friends, then we can do it in a way that's much more effective. Because like I said, some people like me might think, ooh, look, chocolate and soda pop, my day's getting better. Some people might think, this is not helping. So we need to find that way that we can get to know them, that we connect with them, that we can have a relationship with them, so that instead of giving them something that they don't need, we can give them something that they do need. We can see a need and we can meet that need. And I want to talk again tonight about, when we're talking about effort, I really want to hit home that sometimes the least you can do is the most you can do. Because sometimes people don't need to be overwhelmed with a big, giant, standing on a coffee cart declaring your love gesture. Sometimes that's too much for people. Sometimes that's not going to help the situation. Sometimes all people need, is maybe they just need you to be quiet and listen to them, to let them vent, to let them get whatever's bothering them off their chest. And again, if I like to use myself as an example, because I know I'm never gonna offend myself. But when it comes to me, like if somebody has a problem, I want to fix that problem. If there's something going on, I want to take care of it. But sometimes that's not the right move. Sometimes people don't want you to fix their problem. Sometimes people just want you to listen to their problems. Sometimes people just want you to be there for them, to know that you're there for them. So again, like when we're talking about effort, maximum effort doesn't always mean go big or go home. And while that is one of my kind of life mottos, we have to use wisdom. We have to use balance. We have to be able to say sometimes, is this helping or is this hurting? And even if it comes from that good place, even if it comes from your heart, even if it comes from a place of trying to help, sometimes when you try to do too much, you just make things worse. Sometimes you need to just, back up, take a look at the situation, see what is really needed, see how much is really needed. And then, if you plant a seed, someone else can come and water that seed. Someone else can, help that seed grow. And then, of course, we know that it's God that gets the harvest. So I'm sitting here with Logan, and I think he wants to say hi. So
hi, guys.
So when we're talking about this love and this effort and really doing what the situation calls for, because, again, giving it everything you've got doesn't always mean wearing yourself out. Giving it everything you've got doesn't always mean, going all the way as far as you can, as hard as you can. Sometimes coming in soft is the way to go. Sometimes saying, I'm here if you need me is the way to go, instead of saying, this is what you need. We can't force Jesus or God or love down people's throats, because they will choke on it. They will turn and run. And we don't want people running from God. We want people running to God. We want to make him attractive because, he is altogether lovely. And in him, we collectively are lovely altogether. So we don't want to make the gospel hard. That's my whole heart for this Word Without Walls ministry, is making the Word of God, which is Jesus, which is love, accessible to people. That's why I started doing these shorter videos, because I wanted to make them accessible to people. Sometimes you don't have an hour to listen to a sermon. Sometimes you don't even have a half an hour to listen to a sermon. So I started shooting for more like 10 minutes. I still try to give you something to chew on, but again, like minced meat, something that you can easily digest, something that you can swallow, food for thought, but not something that'll choke you. I don't want to get too deep where people can't hold their breath to get down to my level. And there are some people that I can get deep with, but most people, I think it's a simple message is all we're looking for. Just a simple message of love. Because to me, that's the ultimate truth of the universe. God is love, and he loves you. The Father loveth the Son, and has given all things into his hands. Daddy's got your back, if I can say it that way. So again, when we're looking at my personal definition of love, when we're looking at gladly spending myself and all I have for you, even though it seems that the more I love you, the less you love me, what I'm trying to say is love is the maximum effort that you can give somebody, but you don't have to always overwhelm people or again, you don't have to wear yourself out. You can see what the situation calls for. You can use wisdom. You're still loving, you're still giving it everything you've got, but you're doing it in a way that will be helpful, in a way that will help instead of hurting, so that you're not giving people what they don't need. You're not giving people too much that they can't handle it. You're giving people what they do need. You're seeing a need and you're meeting that need. And listen, there will be times when you will see a need that you can't meet. And that's okay. You don't have to do everything for everybody all the time. Just do what you can do. Just be who you are. Just let what's inside of you come out. And again, sometimes it's a little thing, but sometimes the smallest things are really the biggest things, the most important things. So when you're loving people, you don't have to fix every problem. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to completely and totally, go over and above. And there is something to that, going the extra mile for people. But again, sometimes that can look like something small. If like me, you're not much of a hugger, and you hug someone who needs a hug, you just went the extra mile. And it may seem like a small thing, but to you it was pretty big, and to them it was probably pretty big too. So that's to me more what maximum effort is putting the effort in to see what the situation really calls for, and then meeting that need. So that's all I really wanted to say tonight, is just to encourage you that if you're doing something from a place of love, you're doing it from the right place. If you're doing something because it's in your heart to do it, that's what's up. Just don't try to do too much. Don't try to get outside of yourself. Just operate right in your calling, if I can say it that way. Stay right in your wheelhouse. Give it all you've got, and then don't worry about how it's received. Don't worry about what comes next, because once you've given something all you've got, it's either enough or it's not. And either way, you've done your part. So that's what I have to say. Thank you as always for all the support on the videos and the rants and the books and everything. You want to say bye, Bubba?
Bye.
I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Amen.